All right, everyone. Can you all hear me? Let's get started now. Can we all hear me, please? All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And we're starting now. So, I'm gonna be sharing my screen to show us what we've done so far, giving a summary, and also making us have a refresher on everything we've been able to accomplish so far. So, close here. So I'll go back to the presentation and let me share my presentation. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I remember this is the presentation we had. So the first presentation was me introducing myself and talking about remote job. And the purpose of the training was to enlighten our minds, make us understand that we could survive better when we have remote jobs. It's also to make us know that we can all get remote jobs. It's not about special people. It's just about information. Information is power. Information is money. Information is key. And once you have the right information, you could be a Nigerian but work internationally. We talked about, so I introduced and I also shared my story. For those of you that didn't hear the story, I said I spent so much months trying to get a remote job. I spent so much months. If not mistaken, I think I spent 8 to 9 months before I got a remote job. And why? Because I didn't have the information you're having right now. I spent so much of my time doing a lot of wrong things and swimming against the current. Let me see, going on the wrong path instead of on the right path. And I remember reaching out to several people. I felt, oh, they created a lot of content and talking about freelancing, and maybe they might have information to give me. Unfortunately, several people I met, the first person I met said to give me the information, I'm going to have to pay 50,000. The second person I met said that the least he can take from me is 35,000. He's going to give me all the materials, blah 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 blah, and everything. But here I am today. I have all those information. I didn't pay for it, but I really sweated for it, and I'm sharing it for free so that people can just help themselves, help their life, and be better. And that's all. So it takes the mindset of I can do it. Nothing is going to stop me. I will achieve it to get a remote job and with the right information. Because even after you have the mindset, then trust me, the mindset is going to help you carry on to the long period of trying and trying and trying. But with the right information, you will spend less period trying and more period actually engaging in interviews and actually engaging in getting the job. So it getting a remote job is not impossible, but you have to choose a digital field that is really sellable, that is highly needed on the digital market, that is highly needed in international countries. That's how I do tell people, even if you're traveling abroad, you get digital skills, because even without digital skills, you will still go and struggle abroad. So your struggling did not just end in Nigeria. You went abroad to keep struggling. Get digital skills, get skills that are needed by every company internationally. And once you can get those skills, no matter where they drop you, even you are sleeping, you just appeared in another country, you will survive flawlessly because you have digital skills. But in Nigeria, we don't really emphasize more. You will see graduates that can't even still use a laptop after 3 years of graduating, and they're hoping to get a job actually. And it's funny and ironical. So the truth is that you have to really get digital. Learn, relearn. Told you that this process is going to really take you about learning, because for most of you that don't really have the skill set yet, your first period is going to you're going to use it to equip yourself with the right skills. And remember one thing about skills: once you know it, you know it. Nobody can take it away from you. And that's the truth. But the mistake most of the time we make is that sometimes because we are working in a relaxed environment that doesn't need all these skill sets, then we too don't even go and get the skill set for ourselves because we feel we don't need it. Our office don't need it. Where I work, where I'm working don't need it. The kind of business I do don't need it. The way the world is turning in right now, very soon, anybody without digital skills will become irrelevant. Even in Nigeria, that is slow to imbibe good things and fast to imbibe wrong things. The time will come that you don't have basic digital skills and you'll be useless in every field. Look at it right now. Even mechanics that have digital skills, that know how to use the internet to solve their problems, have high end customers more than those ones that are doing trial by error. Those ones that can use those devices to read your car, especially most of these recent cars. Look at the kind of customers they get. Then you that you feel okay. I think I'll check here. Let me check here. Let me check here. There's a difference. Digital skills make you stand out against whatever crowd you are standing in. You will still stand out once you have digital skills. So it's very important. And we went forward to say uh, why I was able to get my own remote job is because I have been a digital person for the longest part of my life. In short, I've been a digital person before I even entered university, before I finished secondary school. It might be shocking, but it's just because of the opportunity of the kind of family I came out from. So yes, I had access to computers, I had access to laptop before I even left secondary school. And I've been a digital person, kept researching. Some people you give them internet and data now, the only thing they're going to do is movies and comics. But I spent my whole time learning so much. So yes, I know how to do HTML. I learned it on the internet. I know how to do CSS. I learned it on the internet. I create presentations. I learned it on the internet. I know how to do a whole lot of things, create graphics, edit video, write copies, just name it. I learned it all on the internet. I never went to any building or any institution that will say, "Come, let's teach you," so that you get certificate at the end. I think the only two things I did to get because of the certification was my CCNA, which is Cisco Certified Networking Administrator, and my CompTIA A plus. Those are the ones I really went to an institution to do. But a lot of my skills, digital basic skills, I learned it by myself. You have to invest time in yourself. You have to invest time in what you want to search for. You see, it's easy to be there saying, don't worry, one day it go better, it go better, it go better. You're not doing anything about it, and you say it go better. How it go better? That's one mentality we Nigerians have. We are not working, we are doing the same thing we've been doing, and we're expecting a different change. You're doing the same routine, the same attitude towards work, the same, all these internet things. I beg, I don't understand. I make somebody come help me. You're still doing the same thing and you're expecting a difference. How will the difference happen? I really love to know the way where someone can be doing the same thing and expect a difference, and the difference actually comes. That would be an awesome thing. Trust me. So I'm just trying to make us understand that we need to upgrade ourselves to stand out. And once we can do that, boom, you will begin to find yourself very uncomfortable staying in Nigeria or working in Nigeria. Let me use the word working in Nigeria. Cause we all know that, yeah, if you earn $2,000 in Nigeria, you are a bigger person than somebody earning $2,000 outside. And that is the truth. In short, if you earn $2,000 in Nigeria and for 1 year, you will go to the abroad, you will visit, you will chill, you might still decide to come back because what you earn when you convert it to our naira that is dropping constantly is already in millions already a month. Now the thing is, what is your motivation? You have to have a motivation that makes you know that this thing hard, e no concern me, we die here. And that's the mindset. That is how over 8 months. When I say over 8 months, I didn't mean I was applying for, maybe I apply for job today, one job today, tomorrow I apply for one. Tomorrow I look at my CV. It seems I should. I'm telling you that I was applying for jobs, nothing less than 20, 10, 15 per day. The other time I found out the place where I saw my history of jobs only applied on LinkedIn alone, and I was seeing 5,000. 5,852, if I'm not mistaken, 5,852 jobs. I am not kidding you. I wish I could trace that analytical part of all the jobs I've applied for and share to you guys. Now, why did I apply for so many jobs before I even started getting jobs? Because I didn't have information, I didn't have guide, but I had resilience. What resilience? No matter how this thing is difficult, nobody is sending me. I'm still going to keep applying till I get it, and I'll keep trying to fix errors I'm making. At first, when I first started applying for the remote jobs, it was as if I was a ghost. Nobody was even responding to my mails. Then later, the mails that fill my email box till tomorrow is, unfortunately, we are not able to move forward with your candidacy. We'll move forward with somebody else that better suited for the role. Unfortunately, in my email alone, I have more than 3,000 emails telling me, unfortunately, we can't move forward with you. So are you that kind of person that when you see, unfortunately, we can't move forward with you, like, then trust me, this is not going to be for you. Let me be honest with you. But if you're the kind of person that this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. If like you guys tell me no, I will keep applying to different companies. I know that one company will tell me yes. And that's just the mindset that got me through. And after my 4 years, I've been I've been it's now more like HR reach out to me, like HR resource managers, they reach out to me both for freelancing, both for volunteering jobs, both for project tax-based project jobs. They are reaching out to me. I'm the one calling my own price because I've already had the basic standard. If you can meet up, fine. If you can meet up, then we'll work together. So that's the truth. You really need to have that zeal and that toughness that this is what I'm going to do, and you're going to have to focus on it. You can't say, "Oh, I've applied for 2 days, 2 jobs today. At least I've tried. Yes, let's go and watch social media videos. I beg. Let me go and check out what Big Brother is showing." If you are not aware that some of the things we use in catching fun, people are making money from it, and you are just there watching it with your own data, and you're not making money from it, then you're wasting valid time. I do tell people that my phone is something that generates me money. My phone is something that has generated me so much money. And that's not by spending time wasting time with things that are not productive. So if you just about entering the remote world, you're going to spend so much the way you know almost every page that will give you funny content to laugh. That's how you will spend so much time on this remote world, that you know every website that always have that kind of job you're looking for. You have to spend time. Time is what's going to be, like, how would I say, the thing you have to be able to give and give and give. So, in as much as it is, let's have that strong mindset. Now, somebody asked a valid question. How long does it take for someone to master a particular aspect of digital skill? Now, I'm going to answer this in all sincerity. Learning any digital skill, it depends on you. I can learn a digital skill within 1 week. Somebody else can take 2 months for that same skill. Someone can take 1 year and the person still doesn't understand what they are talking about. It's an individual thing. There is no time frame. Yeah, you can finish a course within a week, 2 weeks, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, depending on the amount of time you want to give that course. But the knowledge and the know-how to be able to be productive in that field still depends on you. Everybody don't learn at the same pace. That doesn't make anybody weaker, less intelligent, or not. We all learn at different paces, and that matters in your learning process. So I would not be able to say it takes this specific time, or that specific time, or the other specific time. So that's the answer to that question that was asked by Sandra. So I continue. So please, let's toughen our mindset. If you know you are tired of the situation in Nigeria, then you need to toughen up and do something about it. Doing something about it is not going to go and do rally and kill yourself. Doing something about it is first saving your neck to survive first. Then knowing what you want to do with your life, either to relocate or to be in the system and hide one corner, and once in a while when they do param, you have the funds on ground ready to just run one side and wait for their noise to stop. And that's the truth. So as someone with digital skills, which is the most important part first in looking for a remote job, when you decide, okay, you want to relocate, you will still be a valid person. You will still be at least among those that are earning above average and average, doing well in that economy that you are even new to, because of digital skill sets sales in every part of the world. You will be relevant in every part of the world. A lot of us in Nigeria are just only relevant in Nigeria. In short, some of us are not even totally relevant in Nigeria. We are just only relevant in the specific place you are working. Because after that, if we want to go further, we'll find out that we don't even have the skill sets to go to a higher company. Nobody's going to look at us as relevant, because we have gotten so comfortable with whatever we are doing now. We have been doing it for long and we feel, okay, this is cool. Unfortunately, the world is so big that you just can't keep yourself in a box and feel that you've arrived. So if you have this hunger of I need to do more, then that means you're in the right training. If you have the hunger of I am hoping that one day I'll be working remotely and I'll never have to ever leave my house in the name of I'm going to one office in the morning, then you're listening to the right voice right now. So it all depends on you. What do you want? This information is coming free to all of us because I felt most of the time in Nigeria we always have this mindset of whatever I suffer to get, people must see shade to get it. Unfortunately, there's always going to be somebody that is different. That's where my personality comes in. I think differently when others are thinking left. I might be thinking right. I felt, let me help people. The economy is getting hard on everybody. Why don't I help people? And I know that some people they really don't want to attend, but they can't attend because of their job. Some might have seen it like, what are they going to talk about? Mark my words, in the next 4, 5 years, 6 years, this is going to become a random thing that a lot of people are going to have to pay to go and sit down and listen to people so that they can know how to get digital skills and work remotely. Trust me. Now a lot of scam masterclass is going on. I mentioned it the first day where people tell you you can work and earn with your phone and earn in dollars. It's not possible. And I'm going to show you a software right now. I just remembered. So let me show you a software that I have on my system, which they use in checking whatever you're doing, and also your everything, every time you spent doing the company work is registered. So let me stop sharing this and share this. Okay, give me a moment, please. Mhm. All right. Tell me when you can see this. Tell me when you can see the software on my screen. Let's drop a chat. All right. Awesome. All right. So this is Screen IO. A lot of companies working remotely uses this software. Now, what this software does is that it calculates your activity. It takes screenshots of what you are doing for the rest of the day till you end your shift. So the moment you start your shift, you click the start button and your company is notified that Iman has clocked in for work. You write you're doing at that specific time you started in, and this timer starts reading. Now, as I said, around 10 to 15 minutes, screenshot of your system is taken, and this software is only is a system software. It doesn't have an app. It doesn't have an iOS app. It doesn't have an Android app. So there is no way you can work with your phone with a serious company. As a freelancer, they don't need to monitor your time. You guys have already negotiated delivery dates. You guys have already negotiated price. And so all they are doing is what? They are going to they are going to wait for you to deliver. But when you are employed, you get responsible. That means you'll be responsible for every action you're taking within that stipulated 5 to 6 hours or 9 hours you are employed for. The moment you leave your system for a few seconds, your activity is showing on the company that you are doing less work. The moment you leave, the moment you're not typing, you're not doing anything on your system, maybe you left your system the way we do in Nigeria, we leave it and start gisting. Your activity level is dropping, and most companies need your activity level to be at 86, 87% daily. That's 86, 87% out of 100%. To attain 100% is almost impossible. Now, why did I say it's almost impossible? That means you never lifted your hand off your keyboard or off your mouse at any point in time. That's the only way you can attain 100%. Even that 87% is hard, because the moment you take a cup of water and you want to drink and relax and breathe a little bit, your activity level is dropping. If you're not taking that day, you might end up with 85%. So, with this software in mind, how do people keep lying on the internet that you can earn thousands of dollars just working with your mobile phone? It's not possible. Everyone that is going to employ you and pay you in thousands of dollars are going to monitor what you're doing with their time. This is not Nigeria where somebody hires people, keep them in the office, and is away and people do anyhow. No. In the international body, my 9 hours I paid you for, I'm really going to know what you're doing with my 9 hours every single day. I'm going to have to see what you're doing that 9 hours. So you see, you're really going to pay attention to details. You're going to have to be more responsible. You're going to have to own every task or project handed over to you. There's no time to slack off. If you feel you need to take a break, you're going to pause your timer. That means, let us say you're supposed to end by 8 o'clock. You pause your timer for 30 minutes to rest. That means you know that you're automatically ending by 8:30. You didn't touch their time. Good. They are fine with that. As far as there's no pending work, you didn't leave a work pending and went to rest. So this is what it all takes. This is all it takes to really work remotely and understand that, man, we all really need to adjust, sit up, and also grow in our thinking and mindset. I know we Nigerians, we feel everything is laissez-faire. You can't do that. You just kill your international career. Some of us, our career in Nigeria is okay, but we shouldn't carry the mindset of Nigeria and enter into the international market. In short, most of us might not make it in from the interview. In your interview, you talk with precision. You talk with full knowledge of what you're saying. In your technical interview, every job role is going to have a technical interview. And what's the technical interview? The technical interview is testing you to see whether you can actually do that what you said you can do. So I'm sure that we've been able to talk about some of this, and this is part of our first lecture from day one. So I'm doing a summary today so that those that didn't catch up might be able to catch up and see what we talked about. And the truth remains that once you get your first remote job, I can assure you that getting others is going to be way, way easy. The experience is going to be different. Like the way you interact, the way you understand what is expected of you is going to be different. The only tough thing is having the right skill set, passing your first interview, and passing your technical interview. You know, in Nigeria, after you do interview, and they will say, okay, all right, we'll get back to you instantly. They're already talking about salary, and that's that. No, most of the times in every company internationally, you're going to be passing through at least four sets of interviews. Four set of interview: initial interview, second interview. So initial interview is with the recruiter, which is the lowest level. Second interview with the HR, that's the human resource, or the head of the recruiters. Then third one will be your technical interview. That's if you pass the HR's own test. Then the third interview will be what your technical interview. The fourth interview, most of the time, will now be your conclusion and negotiation. Sometimes some interview process for some companies reach five, but I know that I think right now most are around four interviews before you get a job. So imagine what you have to do right in four different stages to get a job. It's just about resilience, knowing your onions. You've studied, you've practiced, you've read, you've educated yourself, you've learned, you've implemented so much. You have applied for a job role that is within your skill set or around your skill set that you know I can still handle, then you shoot. So that's that about me. So I also mentioned in our first interview how I got also the talent of the month in the company I work for, and It's also about resilience. It's also about going above and beyond, always doing more than what is expected of you, having versatile skills to be able to maneuver whatever is needed for from you at a specific task or project, and so on. So this is like a little bit summary of what we did in the first lesson. I have already explained the difference between remote jobs versus freelance job. While how remote job gives you more comfort, a little bit security, unlike freelance job. After that tax is over, you don't know when your next meal is coming. You don't know when your next money is coming. You're sitting down on the system, always looking for jobs to apply for. Sometimes the jobs are posted in the midnight because of the time difference. During COVID, I did a lot of freelance job, and trust me, it's not easy. Most of the jobs are posted around that midnight time when us in Nigeria were sleeping. So if you don't apply fast for the job, maybe others might apply and get it before you wake up in the morning to say you want to apply. So most during COVID, I was awake most of the time in the night, and most of the time in the day, I think I was sleeping. Except day I needed to still handle my remote job, my physical job that we had to do remotely. I had to handle their tasks also. So this is what it takes, and some of the skills I mentioned storytelling. You really need to know how to tell story. You really need to pay attention to detail. You really need to multitask. Multitasking is the craziest. Why I say it's the craziest is because I know in Nigeria, if they just call somebody, hey, please do one. If you just mention like three, four things, somebody's really confused or their face is really growing long. In the international businesses, you're going to be listed with over 10 things. And you'll be surprised that they mention 10 things. All of a sudden, they'll come within the next 1 hour and ask you about the first one they mentioned, whether you're done already. And I know in Nigerian sense, you're like, you are you not the one that mentioned all these things for me to do? Unfortunately, no. That's what brings us to project management. You're going to have to assign all the tasks and the projects given to you inside your project management software. And wherever you are in each one, you have to set it. Now, when they are listing out those 10 or 20 tasks for you to do, you have to know which is the most or which is a priority, which one do I need to deliver instantly. Otherwise, they'll list it out for you. You say, okay, let me first stay on the first one. After all, the first one, I'll first do it first one, second one, third one. No. You might be doing a first job and the 10th one they call for you is the most important. You will drop that job and go back. And they might ask for another one again that they called at the fifth position. You have to make sure that you have gone to that one and complete it. And they'll ask you again, how about the first one? Serious multitasking. We rarely multitask in Nigeria. Trust me. I've I've worked so much in Nigeria at least. I've seen our Nigerian level multitasking. Just have in mind that international level multitasking, Nigerian level multitasking is learning when it comes to multitasking. So when you put on your CV that I can multitask, trust me, when you work internationally, your multitasking will be tested for you to know whether you can really multitask. So another skill we must also have is reporting. You need to report. Don't just say they should know now. Okay, we'll have less time again. They should know. Most of us will just say they should know now. You gave me 10 different tasks. You should know that I can't complete it. No, you have to report. You have to report. That's why you must have project management skills. You have to report and say, see, so thing happened. So I've been able to complete this to this level, complete this to this level, and complete this to this level. And the reason why I couldn't complete this is because this, and the reason why this one is at this level is because I needed information from so and so person, and I'm still waiting for the information. This I'm done with it, but I still need. You have to know how to report. Report. We don't report in Nigeria. We just submit and go like that. They should know. You gave me 10 different things to that at the same time, and I expecting me that should be done. Am I a robot? You see that our Nigerian mentality when working. That's laissez-faire, nonchalant attitude. You don't even try it. Don't even take it. Don't if you are not taking your nonchalant attitude, if you have not dropped it, will show from your interview, and you'll be knocked off from the first interview. So that nonchalant attitude of feeling that some things, some details are not necessary. Every detail is important in the international world. Every single detail is important. To the tiniest one, to the smallest that was told to you just verbally as a passive way of giving you the information, to the serious one that was written and inserted into the project management software. Every detail is as important as important. So please, this is some of the things I need to share with us. And presentation, in every job role you're going to do presentation. There is no job role you're not going to present. There is no job role you're not going to I repeat again, from the developers to the software developers to the web designers to the marketers to the administrative assistants to the data analysts to whatever role, we all are going to have to get presentation skills, because it is one of your ways of reporting and also another way of making presenting your facts and information of what you've been able to achieve and what you're trying to achieve. You must all learn presentation skills. So those of you that are saying, "Ah, I can use Microsoft Word, but I can't use a PowerPoint. Oh, I don't know how to use PowerPoint." You really need to get to use every software in this world that can present. Right now, I'm presenting with Canva. I can present with PowerPoint. I can present with this other software, Easy Worship. A lot of softwares I've used over the years. You need to know how to present. Like, let presentation be like you playing with your phone. You will design your presentation from scratch to finish. You can use templates. You can design it for all the way, but you must know how to present. And as presenting, you are telling a story. Your presentation is just giving them graphical interface to understand the story you're telling. Your interview self is storytelling. If you can learn these skills, these are the soft skills needed. They are like the main thing that still matters in this job, in your job hunt. If you can learn this, then you are putting yourself on the right path, that nobody can tell you or nobody can make you feel inferior on the job in the international market. Once you've mastered all these things, no matter who you're talking with, you'll be talking with confidence, and not you'll be talking with confidence. While being confident, you're not sounding uh egoistic, and you're not sounding rude. You know, in Nigeria, most of us don't know the difference between talking confidently and actually being rude. We don't, most of us don't know. You go and talk with most people because they feel they really know what they're doing. Most of people that are very confident in the work they do have left being talking confidently, and they are on the path of talking rudely because they feel they know they are good at what they do. You really know how to draw these thin lines in your personality and learn the difference to be able to give how will I say, to be able to stand out in the international market and give proper presentation, proper storytelling, and maybe defending any project or any task given to you. You really need to know how to do that, and that's that. So this is part of the things we discussed from our third and our first on our first webinar. I will also talk about finding the right niche. Today, I had to address everybody's niche, which everybody listed out the different things they want to do remotely, that they would love to do remotely, and what they have passion for to do. And we've addressed that already. What is a niche? Niche is that job role you feel you want to do, that is you can do digitally and you can do from any part of the world. So find the right niche and stick with it. Tools you must know: communication, Slack. I have not shared us the screenshot for Slack, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm opening my Slack. I just explained what Slack is. So right now I'm opening my Slack. So the Slack is going to show you different a different interface of what we use for communication and most international companies use for communication. So I'll stop this sharing so that I can go over to Slack and show you what Slack looks like. Okay, let's show Slack. All right. Please let me know in the comments once you can see Slack. Just let me know in the comments once you can see my screen I'm sharing, that you can see Slack. All right. Thank you. Yep. From Sandra, I will get to your deep dive and dissecting. I will get to that part. All right. So this is Slack. This is Slack we use for communication a lot. Slack is a communication software that you can link to almost every online software. that we use both for marketing, both for communication, both for designing. You can link Canva to Slack. You can link all Google Suite applications to Slack. You can link Trello to Slack. You can link Asana to Slack. You can link ClickUp to Slack. You can almost everything is like a workspace where you can create different channels, team members, and different thing. Now, the list of your companies you work with always appear at the top there. I think I have a message. I wanted to touch base and see how it would be a good time to meet with all of you. I'd like to discuss tasks and plans. I'm also happy to do some team building games and activities. Let me know when you're all free to jump on a call. I'd like to get some onboarding documentation started if you can meet and discuss the process. All right. All right. Okay, so I have a message I need to respond to. I will respond to that later. So this is it. This is Slack for you. Slack is a crazy, like taking communication to the next level, where you have your team members, you have your channels, each channel based on the thing you want to talk about in that channel, and so on. And also link a lot of applications you guys work with. Even your calendar, your Google Calendar is linked into the Slack channel, so you easily can stay updated without having to switch in between different applications and software. So that's that with Slack. I think so. Let me continue with what I was presenting. So I just had to show you guys how the Slack looks like, so you have a better understanding of what it is. So Slack, you must learn how to use Slack, and communication, you have to really be precise in your communication because all your administrators can see all your communication. So documentation, everybody uses Google Suite. Everything about Google Suite. Why did they use Google Suite? Because I can feel it. I can impute it. I can impute a document and put it in Google Suite. You with internet, whatever part of the world you are in, you can see everything I impute into the document without having to download the document. But when I use normal Microsoft Word, I have to download the document and send it to you. Then that's when you can now see what is in. Oh, all right. All right. Let's wait a little bit. We're about rounding up, and I know I've really extended. I just want to make sure that everybody touch base, know how we started, know how we ended, and so I'll be really making it fast so we could all end it quick. Okay, we have 7 people so far. Where's everybody? All right, I think I might go forward because I don't know. I informed them in the group. Okay, all right. Let me pause this. Okay, so here we go. Let me share the screen back so we could continue having a review of what we've handled. All right, so we need to really understand how to use Google Suite. Now, Google Suite is free for everyone. You can practice with your friends. You can practice with anybody. You can even practice. You can even tell your office, let's use Google Suite. If your office is a really digitally inclined office, it's free to use. Even Slack is also free to use. If your office is a digitally inclined office, you can use Slack, and that's that. So we go to project management tools, which we all need to learn. Asana, ClickUp, or Trello. Learn these softwares. They are free. You have free access. You have free 30 days to try it out. And those 30 days, you get used to the interface so that whenever you have a task in it, you know what to expect. So yeah, most companies are still going to give you basic training in some of their softwares, their workflows, their protocols, in different aspects. But when you have your own basic understanding of what that software is supposed to do, you might be asked, "Oh, do you know how to use Asana?" Yeah, I have a basic knowledge of Asana. You made them relax a little bit. That, oh yeah, thank God this person is a total novice. Okay, what project management tools have you used before? You list, okay, I've used Asana, I've used Trello a little bit. I think I've checked out ClickUp. That way they know that, okay, this person, yes, is really ready for the international market. But when they say what project management tool have you used, and you said, sorry, I don't know what do you mean by project management tool? Oh, okay, I've not used anyone. Then I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a heck of a journey for us, because we're going to have to train this person through everything. So we need to learn these things, and once we learn them, trust me, it's going to make us stand out in any interview that is going to be asked. Just remember, the fact that you're told no doesn't mean you're not good. That's the truth. The fact that an interview doesn't go out for you doesn't mean not good. It just means that that job wasn't a good fit for you, or there's somebody from their own country that is almost having same skill with you, and they need to go forward with the person because you're from Nigeria. You know how it is. So that's just the truth, and keep building yourself. Don't forget. Uh, Keep building yourself. Don't forget, and also don't forget that as far as you keep motivating yourself, nothing can stop you. Nothing. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. Drop the questions before I move to the but while I move to the next one, not before I move to the next one. So the next one we talked about working on our portfolios. I'm going to go there right now. Let me stop this. Don't touch that.